Hi and welcome to today's video. In today's video we're going to hear Chris's testimony.
Hi everybody, this is a labyrinth. And a labyrinth is a way of doing a spiritual walk. So you walk round and round the paths and into the centre. And then when you're in the centre you think about God and you think about yourself, and then you think about what God might have given you and you bring it with you back as you walk out again. So some years ago I had some time on my hands before I started a new job. And I was in a bit of a panic, to be honest, about this new job. I thought it's what God was telling me to do, but I wasn't absolutely certain, and it certainly wasn't like anything I'd ever done before. So I decided in the time I had, I was going to walk the Thames Path. I like walking, but I'd never done anything like this before either. So I started off from the source with a couple of shorter walks and then built up to about 15 miles a day. The routine was to drive somewhere, catch a bus, and then walk back to the car again. I didn't set out with any particular spiritual aims in mind, just to challenge myself and to use the time to do something completely different. But gradually, as I relaxed, got more confident about not getting lost, I began to notice that I could hear from God as I was walking. I got more confident about the rhythm, and I began to be out in God's creation, and I was freed up, and it seemed to make it easy to hear from Him. I noticed that sometimes the river was hidden from sight by a hedge or sometimes a garden. Other times I was walking right on the edge. That's like you, I heard God say. Sometimes you're close, sometimes you drift off, or you go on a diversion. But I'm not changing my path. I'm here constantly, always going downstream. You need to keep with me, or you'll miss what I'm doing. Actually, I had some fairly random experiences on that walk. When I was feeling sad, I noticed things that reminded me of the people that I was sad about. And other times I met a person and had a random conversation or shared a cup of tea. I never set out to go on a pilgrimage, but that's kind of what I feel I ended up doing. And now, during the pandemic, I feel like I'm walking again and talking with God as I go. And once again, I'm noticing things. Things like how close to the edge of the path the brambles are when I'm walking down the field. And when I watch the farmer ploughing up the soil with his tractor, turning it from dry, cracked soil into a useful planting space. And then as I watch the plants begin to go, I feel like God has been challenging me again. Listen, see, look what I'm doing. Look what I can do. Are you coming? Will you trust me to show you the way?
Reading in the Passion Translation, Proverbs chapter 3, verse 5. Trust in the Lord completely, and do not rely on your own opinions. With all your heart, rely on Him to guide you, and He will lead you in every decision you make.
Trusting in God is a really hard thing to do, and normally you don't really experience it until things are completely out of your control and you feel overwhelmed. COVID has done that to pretty much everyone. We all feel out of control and most people don't actually understand what's going on. As we haven't been able to understand it, it's been really hard to actually plan our way out from it. So I have a few questions to ask you just to think about going forward. How have you dealt with this level of uncertainty? Have you shared your thoughts with other people or shared them with God? Have there been other times in your life where you thought you need to trust or follow God? When that happens, how do you make those decisions? Is it planned out, or is it just a last-ditch attempt to try and have some control reaching out with God? How do you feel about getting a little lost? How do you respond to new challenges? Do you get excited, frightened, a little lost or worried?
Well, we hope you enjoyed Chris's story and what she was able to share with us about the journey that she's been on. And if you've been watching and you'd like to start your own journey with Jesus, then we're just going to take a few moments now to say a prayer. And if you'd like to, you can say this prayer along with us at home. The words will be down below. Jesus, I know that you made me and want me to follow you with all my heart. I know I have been selfish and wanted to be my own boss. I'm sorry. I accept your promises and ask you to please save me now and forever. Amen. If you have said this prayer, want to know more or want to discuss it or anything that we've discussed on today's video, then please do email us. The email address will be down below because we'd love to hear from you, and one of us will get back to you as soon as we can. Look forward to seeing you guys on the next video.